Dave Filoni is he's one of the main creatives in charge of Star Wars, and he explains Darth Vader in this. Have you seen this clip yet?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I haven't.
I haven't seen it, so I'm excited to see this. Let's check.
Here we
this
go.
out.
Okay.
Wait, no, it's a few minutes here. Let's see. Darth Vader explained by Dave Filoni. It's a couple minutes, so here we go.
The key to Vader for me is that like he's not Anakin. He doesn't recognize that. He can't. Anything that reminds him of Anakin, he's going to destroy. So when he sees a Jedi, he's going to destroy the Jedi because the Jedi would remind him unconsciously or consciously that he betrayed all of his friends and everything he knew and the life he grew up with. For what? For nothing. He lost everything. He made a bad trade. He was lied to, he was deceived. He can't accept that truth. So he's even farther down the path than Maul. Maul is struggling to let go of hate, but Anakin got consumed by it. If he were to face what he did, it would destroy him more. You know, I find a lot of pity for him because of what he did and the depth of his treachery. And that's Darth Vader. Anakin's trapped in there somewhere, and Darth Vader won't let him surface. And so to me, the key is not to actually give him a character. He's devoid of it because he doesn't care. Darth Vader does not care. He does not have compassion. He does not see you. He sees the thing he wants to destroy, and he will do that. It's like the same feeling you got in Rogue One when he comes down the hallway. He doesn't talk to those guys. He's going to destroy them. He has one mission, and all of his remorse and all of his anger and all of his hate is in every swing that he does. It's like that's how it resolved when he saw Ahsoka. He wants to destroy her. She, of all people, would remind him of who he was. Yeah, I gotta destroy that. I can't face that. You know, and so like Obi-Wan, he wants to destroy it. So he is a destroyer, Darth Vader, and only his son, only his offspring could make him spark, could make him see something. But at first, selfishly, you and I can rule the galaxy. That's where he goes. He doesn't come all the way back. It's a long process. So
there's like a minute more left.
It's a word salad, nothing.
Yeah.
I feel like he doesn't get it.
He doesn't. We can explain why after if you want.
Yeah. Let's watch. We'll watch the rest of it.
And the reason for that is because this is George's character. This is the backbone of the whole thing. And you don't want to do anything that interrupts that or changes that or diverts that. And this doesn't do it because this is the price you pay when you give into your anger, when you give into that terrible side of yourself. And it should terrify all of us because we're all capable of that depth of terror. We're all capable of doing the wrong thing, of doing terrible things. It's not something that's just for the Sith or the Jedi. And that's like, you know, Han, he can be more selfish. I'm only in it for money. Or by the end, I'm sorry. He chooses to care about somebody more than himself. These are the lessons that George is trying to teach us and wants to show us in these stories. And so that was the important thing to reflect. If you dare to put Vader in a story, you have to do it for the right reason and then show him the right way. So
what are your thoughts?
I'm curious because isn't that Sam Witwer sitting beside him? That dude is like super passionate, into this stuff. How is he on the same page?
Did you see the face he was making, and then he stays quiet while squirming?
Yeah.
On the I was about to say, there's no way he's on board with this.
Vader
what he's saying
doesn't fight Jedi and get triggered because he sees Jedi because it reminds him of Anakin or whatever dumb shit he just said. If anything, like he makes a very conscious choice to turn into Vader and then blames all the failings on Anakin. Anakin couldn't save his mother. Anakin was led on by the Jedi who kept wanting to be the chosen one, but were hamstringing him. He believes the Jedi are corrupt. They did ask him to spy on the Chancellor. He's wiping out Jedi because he truly believes that's the right thing. And his selfishness was wanting to save Padme. Now, of course, he realizes he got sold the fucking false bill of goods there. And so he spends 20 years trying to recruit someone to kill Palpatine. But all that other shit, he just doubles down on everything. He doesn't like, oh, I can't think about Anakin. That's why he tells Obi-Wan, it's the one line they got good in Kenobi. You didn't kill Anakin. I did. And now he's lying to himself there because that's what Luke reminds him of. But by and large, that's the way he copes of it. It's the Jedi's fault. It's Anakin's fault. I'm Sith. I'm stronger. I'm going to do better. But
is this a whole explanation as to why the character of Darth Vader was used in the mall show? Is that what sparked that?
Yeah, and why he was quiet, even though the obvious answer is James Earl Jones is dead.
So he didn't
and
say anything?
The last times they used AI, everyone got mad at Kenobi. But
I haven't seen this show, so he just shows up and doesn't say anything.
No, it makes he doesn't. It's actually great. Darth Maul's the best thing they've probably done over at Disney, and it's because Darth Filoni isn't involved. They had new writers, and Sam was involved in it. But yeah, no, Vader shows up because the Inquisitors can't handle Maul and the 2 Jedi, and it was actually really good. He's very intimidating, but also he probably would have said 1 or 2 things.
Yeah, it's just it's odd to hear. I just roll my eyes constantly when Dave Filoni opens his mouth. It's just so surface level explanations. It doesn't really feel like it truly understands what George was saying, but it feels like he thinks he knows exactly what George was saying. Like he speaks with that confidence, and it's just a lot of nothing. He's just saying surface level, superficial stuff that is pretty basic. They already know, but he thinks that it's very deep insights that he's sharing, and it's just a big word salad.
Luke is not the chosen one. George has confirmed that like 7 fucking times. Anakin is the chosen one.
Is that what he said? That Luke was the chosen one?
Someone in the chat was like, I think Luke's the chosen one. Well, you think that all day long, but George has like explicitly said that Anakin is the chosen one.
Mm-hmm. Let's hear from George himself on what he on what he thinks of Darth Vader here. Let me just play this real quick.
The real fun of episode 3 is the fact that it connects all the dots. Finally, you can see how episode 1 relates to episode 6 and how they all come together. A lot of the people that have followed the Star Wars saga over these years will obviously be interested in how Anakin becomes the man in the suit. Darth Vader became such an icon in the first film, episode 4, that icon of evil sort of took over everything, much more than I intended. If it had been one movie, that wouldn't have happened. He would have been revealed to be this pathetic character at the end of the movie. But now by adding episodes 1, 2, and 3, people begin to see the tragedy of Darth Vader as what it was originally intended to be. And I like the idea that the person you thought was the villain is really the victim. And that the story is really about the villain trying to regain his humanity. It becomes really the story of Darth Vader's redemption. The real fun.
Yeah. So, any thoughts now hearing from George?
Wish they had paid attention to that line.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just tired of all these characters being used for very superficial reasons. We're seeing Darth Vader again. Yay. Did we really need it? Did we need to see Darth Maul again in another show? But even though I guess it's well made, but yeah, it just seems like it's just a justification to smash action figures together without any true thought of what does this mean for the characters? Why are we doing this? What's the story motivations? Is it gonna contribute anything that will enrich the character in the universe?
Yeah. Without knowing the context that that the reason that Dave Filoni is like talking about this is because Darth Vader appears in the mall show, and he doesn't speak, and that's why he's saying all of this. Without knowing that, and just hearing what he is saying about Darth Vader, and then comparing that to what George is saying about Darth Vader, Dave Filoni makes it seem as if they're like 2 completely different people, and by doing that, saying that Vader for me, he's not Anakin. It's like, well, he is Anakin, and by making it seem like they're two separate people, you're taking away from that arc of Darth Vader.
It's not redemption then at the end.
Yeah, right. It's not redemption. You're taking away from it if you're saying that, oh, they're 2 separate people. He doesn't consider himself, he's not Anakin, blah blah blah. All that word salad that he just said, you're actually taking away from that redemption of Anakin by
Anakin's
saying
cope
those things.
When he says that, we're Vader's cope about it. When he says, well, that was Anakin, but he knows it's him.
He thinks it's a Jekyll and Hyde situation, that Vader
That's what
is suppressing Anakin. No, that's not.
No,
this is one person who can choose, who has a choice of whether to pursue good, to be compassionate, and then the other side, the selfish side, the path of the dark side. these are
And by saying-
choices.
And by saying those two things, you're taking all of that choice away from Anakin. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's just a totally different person. You're taking that away from him, and in order to like maybe let Anakin get away with a clean slate. I don't understand why he's saying those things. You know,
Yeah, his
by saying
mistakes
they
are
are
why his
one
redemption-
person making these decisions, making these choices, it adds more weight to his redemption later on. And Dave Filoni saying, "Oh, they're two different people." Like, no, one is he was like trying to cope. But that's not really Anakin making those decisions. He doesn't want to do that. He lost everything. He was lied to. He can't accept that truth. Like, that's fine. That's all well and good. But you're saying that like they're two different people, while also saying at the same time that Anakin's motivations are what's driving Vader. So what are you really trying to say? It doesn't make sense to me.
I think everything he says just seems to cloud the lore of it. When they did the Obi-Wan show with Vader and Obi-Wan, their rematch, what do you say? They just so they could have the line to Obi-Wan to speak that you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did. I feel like it was just in there solely because that's what Obi-Wan said later in the movie. But it's confusing how that was portrayed then, because then it makes it seem that they are two distinct entities in there, like Jekyll and Hyde. It's just a very weird, like, these are choices he made. He chose to go down the dark side, and he chose to save Luke and come back to the light.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like he needs to spend some more time with George and really hash things out and really be explained what's going on.
He doesn't listen to George anyway, which is why Ahsoka's still alive.
Yeah. Right.